Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Okay, I want to talk to Jim, Steve, Tim, Rashid, Jay, and many others. I've got a bunch of news on the economy, on public schools, including kindergarten being taken over by full Pentagon brainwashing, taking the children away from their parents psychologically. They can't CPS them all. They're imploding the states. All that'll be left is the Pentagon as social workers, the threat fusion centers, total Pentagon takeover. It's all coming up today. Also, retired FBI agent says Oswald didn't kill Kennedy. Key intel on that front. But right now, let's go to Jim in Missouri. Jim, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. I called you about the fluorination in the water. My father retired for the county water here in St. Louis. I also had talked to you prior with Craig Roberts about Yemen, and now you're back to Yemen again. You know, Yemen's situation has not changed. Without going into great detail, I really appreciate what you and your staff have been doing, but I think you're being distracted to a certain degree.
Sir, you called a few months ago and said that you worked for a long time in Yemen or Yemen. All I did was read a Wall Street Journal headline, U.S. waves expanding strikes in Yemen. And that was all I read was the headline that they're expanding these wars. I don't, you're saying I'm being steered wrong. I'm reading what the State Department and Pentagon said.
I never said I worked for Yemen.
Well, I don't remember. Some other guy called and said that they live there or something. I got to let you go. I appreciate your call, okay? You're saying I'm being steered wrong. I just read the Wall Street Journal. I don't know where you're coming from or what's going on. Let's talk to Steve in Texas. Steve, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good.
2 points. All this stuff that you've been talking about regarding this insidious attack on the people, okay, of this country, all the countries that have been divided.
Well, it's not just the attack. It's not just the attack. They're doing it in the open now. You know, we're going to drive by and blast your house with incredibly high-powered X-rays that are off the charts compared to a chest X-ray, and we're just going to do it. And the government's got 500 of them. They're already driving around with them.
Alex, let me just tell you real quick, okay? This has its origin when we won the war in Germany. They were working on all this stuff, okay, that we perfected because we absorbed those people, okay? Their science, their scientists, all this stuff they were working on. And finally, it took hold politically and individually somehow made it through because we made this marriage when we took all those people in. And I think you can just go to the libraries and see incredible information about it.
You're talking about the rat line, but it's more than that. Eugenics and this worldview of total tyranny came from England and the U.S. Hitler picked up on it. They developed it further. Then we merged. It was like two people that are peas in a pod getting back together, really.
I want to make a second point real quick. So what it is what I've been, what you said earlier about the preachers, you know, and then these people go and listen to the preachers, and they're going to tell them, to get rid of your guns and, all this stuff that's going to end them up in camps, right? Well, I got to say this, and it's a biblical thing, is that it's even in the Bible regarding the Laodiceans. You know what I'm talking about, that name Laodiceans?
Go ahead.
That's in the Bible. You can actually see it.
I understand. Go ahead. Tell us what it is.
Okay. Well, the whole point goes to this. Right now, there's a marriage and what's going on in Europe. And just like Bernanke did with the secret numbers so they can just print money, well, Germany's going to bail out all these other people, okay? And the thing that's scary to me is this guy, his name is Baron Karl Theodor zu Gutenberg. You ever heard of him?
Go ahead.
He's now the defense minister, okay? And now that country last year made a union with the Vatican. So I'm reading into, I may be wrong, but there's something so insidious that goes back several
Well, no. I mean, the Vatican basically helped found the EU, and is at the heart of this whole world government system. All these major power groups are. They're all on a team. I appreciate your call. More calls, a ton of news straight ahead. Stay with us. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new Evacuation Pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
All right, I'm going to get to your calls. I got a bunch of other news coming up. Let me hit some of that news now. Carver's Bay enlists 9th grade. This is in South Carolina. Entire 9th grade class forced to sign up for junior ROTC. Then, and this happened in Houston, Denver. It's happened over and over again. You saw it on the news. Became big scandals. They promoted the recruiters that did this. They'd call them up at home, and the kids' parents would record them going, "You were part of junior ROTC. That means you're signed up. You're now graduating. You will be arrested. Do you understand, boy? If you don't, get over here now." And it was all color of law. It wasn't true. They trick them into signing, but it's not legal till they're 18. Then they try to make them re-sign. "I will arrest you." It's a press gang, like the British used to go into towns and grab young people and throw them onto ships and use them as slave labor. And it's all back, and it's totally immoral and evil. But hey, you got to get them while they're young, huh? This is coming up. This is out of the Anchorage Daily News. We have a key breakdown article. Creeping militarism invades Alaska school at Infowars.com. Here's the Anchorage Daily News. Soldiers deployed to Anchorage schools to lend a hand. 180 troops will spend time with the kindergartners right up through 12th grade. 180 just in this one school district to teach them about a military presence. And this is acclimating them, and they dress them up in uniforms and everything and train them. This is your family. First, the state pays to not have women have husbands in the home. Society breaks down, and now the Army is your daddy. It's going to be your gang leader. You think some gang can go recruit kids that don't have daddies? Well, this is the state. This is the end of the family. It's all coming up. Also, cutbacks force police to curtail calls for some crimes. All over the country, half the police, 2/3 of the police, 25% of the police. We're not going to respond to armed robbery. We're not going to respond to car theft. But we're going to go out and write you tickets and raise money. Everything's collapsing at the state level as taxes go up. I was in a convenience store this morning and saw both papers, Dallas and Austin, talking about tax increases. But the Army gets more money. It's going to be in your local town at DUI checkpoints and at the county fair, helping the police and with your children. And they're going to have X-ray machines searching your cars. This is the insanity. Continuing with financial news, Morgan Stanley says government default's inevitable. Stock market, all of this stuff. It's insane, folks. They're destroying our economy by design. That's why I wanted to bring Steve Shank of vfoodsdirect.com up for the rest of this segment, because they have the best, high-quality, fresh, storable foods at the best prices anywhere. You heard Catherine Austin Fitz, former head of HUD, on yesterday, saying you got to get storable food, you got to start a garden, they're going to implode society. She worked for them. This is their plan. And yes, they're a great sponsor, and they help fund this show, but I got them as a sponsor because I bought a lot of storable food, and it was crud. Their food was high quality. And so you need to get it. But Steve also is one of the biggest, producers and manufacturers of storable food, so he understands. And now the news is reporting prices going up, dollar in trouble, depression on the horizon. With all of these reasons, you need to get storable food that lasts more than 10 years. Steve, tell folks about your great food line.
Well, Alex, what we've run into, is my sound okay for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what we've run into is for the last 2.5 years, suppliers have been just jacking prices up because they've had to, and we've held it off. And at this point, we can't do it anymore with this big Russian thing, with the wheat drought and everything, and they've stopped exporting wheat.
All exports.
That's come right down. That's come right down the line, and now they're doing the same thing that you and I talked about before. Big salmonella scare with regard to eggs. 500 million eggs recalled in 3 states. We've got E. coli, 1 million pounds of ground beef again. Prices.
Right as they introduce and are trying to pass the bill, where if you read it, they could potentially ban having a farm without a government license, the animal ID, premises ID expanding. I mean, they are really staging this. The evidence is clear.
Oh, absolutely. And what they're going to do is, you can not only, not have a farm, but you can't trade any, homegrown stuff with each other or give it away or do anything with it. Total food control.
And they won't send inspectors, this is also in the news, to the big factories, but they're harassing people selling pumpkins and grapes and watermelons and eggs and cheese and milk. They're SWAT teaming people nationwide.
And this is the only clean food you can get. We're really concerned about that because what's happened is the prices from our suppliers are just absolutely skyrocketing. And what we did when we saw this happen, we're not going to be able to hold off price increases. We're going to have a huge price increase. We can't do a stinking thing about it. We've held it off for 2.5 years, Alex, and it's been going downhill in terms of our margins and everything since. But what we did was we put together some assets and got in touch with our suppliers, and we made a huge buy at the existing prices. And rather than just raise the price when we have to and take in the extra margin, we're going to sell all of this out and we've gone back to something that everybody loved and was just a tremendous possibility for folks. While we have this supply that we just ordered in there and processing right now available, while it still lasts